Alright guys, how's it going? Otter here. I got some replays. We got Clash of the Titans today. These replays are featuring Time Lord and Navarre versus Menace and Kostas. So Menace and Kostas have been playing together a lot lately. So it looks like that's kind of a new 2v2 team that's sort of formed. And obviously Time Lord and Navarre have played a shit ton of games together. So like you got the old guard and the new guard here. By the way, I mean, someone must not have told Time Lord and Navarre about the whole Word of the Beard thing, because these dwarves and high elves just get along swell. And I don't know what's up with that, but it's happening. We got Felix, Gilix. We got Gotrek, Felix, and Ungram. So that's a thing. And there's a lore master there, just in case the heals from Felix weren't enough. So that's going to be a power pocket for sure. We got Flame Spire up in the air. Can't have Time Lord's builds without the double Flame Spire. It's just kind of his signature thing. Front line of Spearman, and then what's this? Slayer, 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 Slayers. Crazy. And then Ironbreakers, because Navarre likes that. And Ulthor's Raiders. They're a super good unit. Why not bring them? Although, Ulthor's Raiders, they have like a thing that basically makes everything else vulnerable to missiles. I'm going to just highlight that here. This is really important. Missile parry with shield, missile resistance, armor, da-da-da. So Marked by Ulthar is really good if you bring more shooting units. You use one of them to, like you use the Marked by Arthur to basically, like the Witch Hunter, say, okay, we're going to assassinate this thing, and then you pile in all of your other shooting units on that same unit to get max synergy. But in this case, there's only one shooting unit, so not going to do too much. For Menace and Kostas, we got Hellstorms. I don't know if there was an agreement before the game that they were just going to meme out, but 4 Hellstorms. Holy crap. We got Sunmaker, Hellstorm, more Sunmaker, more Hellstorm. They're all in the same pocket, so I don't know what the rationale behind that is. There's also the Huntsman General. Is he going to be dropping some fat buffs on that? Let's find out. Plus 30 reload skill and fire damage. That's going to be huge. And there's also the -5 melee attack for anything in that range. So, but mostly the reload skill on those Sunmakers is going to make them fire like machine guns. So, yeah, crazy. We're going to see how that goes. So, let's get into it. Initial advance here. We've got the High Elves being the aggressors with the Dwarfs. Some shots are going to go into the Spearmen. Probably they're going to want to retarget those Hellstorms onto the Slayers, so I'm expecting the next volley is going to come in hot and heavy on those bearded, chesty men. Not men, dwarfs. That's a grudge. That's a grudge. So this is what it looks like to them. Just pew-pew everywhere. Sometimes you gotta take the banners off and just appreciate how beautiful this game is. Look at that. Oh my goodness. The good thing about the Slayers, though, is they're not going to give a shit. They're going to keep going, even if they get plastered. I mean, the leadership debuffs from being damaged by agility is not going to affect them. There's the Ironbreakers in the back who are taking a lot of shots, too. I don't know if it's better to target the Slayers or the Ironbreakers. I would think the Ironbreakers, but the Slayers still don't have any armor, so that's the thing. I don't know. Over here, Tomlow's going really wide with his flank. So I'm expecting those guys are going to start wrapping around, and the same is going to happen on this flank. Reaver's going to take some pot shots into the Empire Knights, who are way too slow to respond to that. There's no Pistoliers screen, and there's no Spearmen screening that out, so I would expect this Spearman should be rotating over here to screen out the shots from the Lyrian Reavers. And the Archers, they could also be pushing up here and just taking some counter shots to the skirmishers. Meanwhile, in the front line, we've got Swordsmen trading with Spearmen. That should be an effective trade for the Swordsmen, and that's what we're seeing here. At least one unit has pushed through, but there's Slayers coming through here, and now they're into the shooting. That's a big problem for the Empire. I don't know what's going to be able to kill them. Over here, we've got Noble and Noble's going up with the hero squad against these. Certainly the steam tank does not want to be there. Gotrek is going to tear the roll into that steam tank in no time. Honestly, there's not really any good targets for the steam tank. You've got anti-large spears and then Slayers, so what are you going to use the steam tank on? I don't know. Pit of Shades is going to do absolutely nothing to the hero block. It will kill a couple Slayers, I suppose, but not as effective as you would think it would be against shirtless dwarves. Over here we've got Empire Knights taking a beating. still from the fire. They just are standing there and taking it. They do have heavy armor, so it's going to take a while for the Reavers to really chip them down, but aggregate damage will add up. And this is what we care about. Hunter General going by Hero Block. I mean, really, they're just walking right through here and going wherever they want. And there's not enough duelists really to stop them, and there's not enough spread of the army to really shoot them. So if you have balance bar is pretty even, but if you have to ask me, I think things are going in favor of the High Elves and the Dwarfs, because I don't know how they're going to kill all these individual entities. I mean, you've got a power combo of individual entities. If they just blob up and push a spot, they can go wherever they want. And because there's all this artillery, like the Empire army is not really mobile enough to just ignore the presence of all of those individual entities. So they're going to push and go to where they want to go. We do have a Jade Wizard who's running away. There is, of course, the Huntsman General who's also going to try and escape and take some shots. But I think things are going pretty bad for the Empire. They're going to slowly get ground down here, I guess. Granted, I mean, they are being wrapped up in a lot of chaff, and that's what you want to do. But these Flame Spires, if they can break free, they're going to start dropping some poop on the chaff over here. Maybe, we'll see. They could maybe even just fight in there too. They do cause terror, so that could break off the low leadership of the Empire. So you got the combination of the duelist plus the terror. It can pretty much, in terms of like focused damage, they can pretty much do what they want. But silver bullets are there. They're going to shoot in. They're not going to go easily. And we do have the two Huntsman Generals who have been basically freed up to start shooting again. So we'll see how they go. Also, the Steam Tank, it looks like it's escaped and it's being hit with a regrowth. So, you know, Empire is not going down without a fight. And actually, Balance Bar is tilting in favor of the Empire, but I still don't know how you kill that hero blob. And the artillery's offline. They're pretty much out of real estate, but we'll see. Empire Knights are going to come in here. They're going to bog things up. I don't know if... it looks like Tyrion's close to his healing proc, so he's got to be careful here, but he's got to get in on the Life Wizard, and that's absolutely a great target for, obviously, those Lords. Net's going to drop here for Marcus Wolfheart. He's going to put in some damage. Wolfheart does pretty well against Tyrion, actually. He's going to slink away and throw a whole bunch of Empire Knights over here. Balance Bar is dead even, so you're seeing two skilled players go up against two skilled players. We'll call it the Grumbling Guard, or Grumbling Assers, I don't know, that's kind of the midpoint, versus the upstart Empire Rebellion, the new guard. Over here, Jade Wizard going to get eaten by a Flame Spire. Certainly a good place for that Flame Spire to be. Over here, Tyrion is locked up with the other Flame Spire and the Noble, and the Lore Master, but they should be able to kill the Empire Cav. Just the question is, how much damage are they going to take for shooting while they do kill that Empire Cav? We'll see. Balance Bar is starting to shift in favor of the Dwarfs and High Elves now. With the Empire Cav off of the field, nothing's going to stop Tyrion and the Nobles probably from going where they want to go. Steam Tank's going to come in here and try and rescue his Jade Wizard, but maybe a little late on that. The Jade Wizard and Steam Tank kind of have to work hand in hand. The Jade Wizard pumps heals into the Steam Tank, and the Steam Tank uses mass to prevent the Jade Wizard from getting run over, but they got split up a little bit there. And so you're going to see the Jade Wizard running off into the sunset to find some more Jade, I guess. I don't know where Jade Wizards derive their magic from, but maybe it's Jade. Over here we've got, yeah, the Steam Tank's going to get plowed. He's going to die. Marcus Wolfheart is still being a sneaky little guy, dancing off the distance, and Huntsman General is still alive, so leadership is still alive. I mean, maybe they can chip things down, but I don't know what they're shooting at. Are they shooting at the Flame Spire? Are they shooting at Tyrion? Like, I don't know what the good target is in this scenario. Oh, Lore Master just took a hit to the face from some Empire Cav. There's some cycle charging going in here. Some bogging down. The Noble's pretty low. Steam Tank did escape, barely. So, if the Jade Wizard was here, hi Jade Wizard, he could have healed the Steam Tank, but he's not here anymore because the bird ate his face. Over here we got another Pit of Shades going down on individual entities, which is like a complete waste of Pit of Shades. You can see it's done absolutely 0 damage. So I don't know why you'd bring... Well, I mean, Pit of Shades, it's not a bad choice against Dwarf if you're expecting to see Ironbreakers, and Navarre has a habit of bringing Ironbreakers. There's no more Ironbreakers left on the map. You only brought the 1 unit, right? And now that they're gone, there's no uses for that spell. So tough stuff there. Felix is being shot. That's a thing. If he dies, that's pretty big. But yeah, these guys, I mean, they're just killing all the chaff slowly but surely. And the Huntsman General is running for his life. I think that maybe Time Lord could be a little more aggressive in just chasing down Wolfhearts or finishing off this steam tank. There's some really low HP, high value targets that are on the board here that could be just cleared off. I think charging into Gotrek and Felix is not what you want to do, but to each their own. I would probably just spread out and shoot them. I think shooting them is the way to go. And you want to keep your distance as much as possible. Steam Tank's still shooting. I don't know what he's shooting at. Let's find out. Is Tyrion? It does say Tyrion is under fire according to the indicator. And yeah, it looks like it is Tyrion. So Tyrion's getting pretty low. He's at his healing cap. Flamespire might be the better target between the two because it has lower leadership. I don't know. They're both power healers. Alright. Oh, they were coming for that final confrontation, but Marcus Wolfhard is there with his trusty net. He's going to try and shoot. I don't know what he's shooting at, but he's shooting at the Flamespire, it looks like. Straight up in the air. It's pretty gutsy. Oh no, maybe it's Tyrion. He just finishes Tyrion off. I don't know if that was him or the Steam Tank, but I think it was Wolfhard. That shifts the balance bar back a little bit, but Steam Tank's about to drop. Wolfhard's shooting while he is attacking the Steam Tank though, so that Flamespire might drop too. So it's not, don't count the Empire out yet. Don't count them out yet. But this guy got caught. Huntsman General. He probably, what's his foot speed? 36? 32? 42. So Gotrek has the foot speed to catch him. But there was a lot of chaff here that, I mean, you could have thrown the Hellstorm rocket battery or some of this other chaff at Gotrek. Like basically you want to bog Gotrek down in chaff because he's the fastest mover. And then you maybe could have kited with the Huntsman General. But he was pretty low on ammunition, so he was almost spent. I mean, he did get pretty late into the game, but yeah. Noble is being shot, so the trusty Empire gunners are doing their thing, but Wolfheart's out of ammo, and this is danger zone for the Empire, because how are you going to fight these beasts over here? You got a couple units of cav. You can cycle charge the Lore Master, sure. You can probably get him off the field. That's big. But you got 1 unit of archers. You got your Hellstorm rocket battery still. I don't know, but I think you got to spread the field now. Just fan out and try and shoot. And yeah, get Gotrek down. If you get Gotrek down, maybe. But they're almost out of ammo. Lore Master is going to come in here and disrupt, prevent them from doing what they want to against Gotrek. And Flamespire Phoenix, I mean, probably go after Wolfhard. He doesn't have any ammo left. Or break off these Empire Knights that are wavering with the Flamespire. But it looks like he opted to drop some Pigeon Poop over the Lore Master just to keep the Lore Master alive. That's not a bad option. You could probably tag this Shadowcaster because he's pulling the balance of power, but at the same time, I mean, his spells are useless. The kit's useless. But anyway, so there you go. That's how you beat 4 Hellstorms. You just bring really powerful individual entities and kind of deathball your way through the middle. Really well played to both players. Always a treat to watch these two. And we do have one more replay featuring these guys. So we'll see. I think 3 Hellstorms is too much against Dwarf and High Elf. I mean, just get cannons if you want and go wider. And I think bringing a unit of greatswords or 2, it's not a bad option. I mean, they're kind of a pressure release against certain things. Just my hunch. So this was called something else previously. I renamed the save file, so that's that. We got Navarre and Time Lord again, but Time Lord's going to his sort of more mischievous side of things, playing Skaven. And Navarre is going to his tried, tested, and true Dwarfs. Menace is swapped over to Lizards, which is another faction I've seen him practicing with a little bit lately. And then Kostas is playing the Golden Huntsmarshall. He really likes that, and he's good at it. So that's the thing. By the way, Menace, you were saying teeny weeny a while ago, and I didn't get it, but I get it now. Teeny weeny equals Tehenawan, apparently. But this is red-crested skink chief. It's not Tehenawan, so that's completely irrelevant, and just ignore me. Over here we have Zap Zap Cannon. It's gonna go pew pew, and Zap Zap's the Hammer of the Witches. Let's think about this. Hammer of the Witches. Let's mouse over it. Look at this. Physical resistance 25%. Zap Zap Cannon does magic damage, so that will bypass the physical resistance of the Hammer of the Witches. Yay. Over here we have the Hellstorm, Sunmaker, whatever. It doesn't have any resistances, and it's being shot by 2 Dwarf cannons. So I think the artillery trade may go in favor of the Dwarfs and Skaven early on. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, if the Hammer of the Witches targets the Zap Zap Cannon, actually I do expect the Hammer of the Witches to win that trade. It's a little bit more accurate. On the other hand, the Hellstorm is being shut down quickly, so it looks like the Zap Zap was brought more to shut down the Hellstorm. I mean, I don't know. What do you have here? Skaven slaves, Skaven slaves, Skaven slaves. Like, who cares if the Hellstorm shoots on you? There's nothing, you don't have anything valuable. Council Guard's valuable, but it's not in range of the Hellstorm. Dwarf Warriors can be valuable, but they're, Ironbreakers certainly, but they're not in range of the Hellstorm. So you're sort of, by putting your cannons up and screening with slaves, you're forcing the Hellstorm to shoot at crap at the beginning of the game. Double Ancient Salamander, that's a pretty crazy cool pick. We'll see how they do. They should do very well against, obviously, the Zap Zap Cannon. They should do very well against the Rat Ogres, so long as they aren't screened out by Skaven slaves. But worst comes to worst, you just put them into melee and they should be able to kill that. I mean, it is going to provoke, it has to provoke some sort of response from Skaven. The Hell Pit Abomination also will struggle a lot against the Ancient Salamanders. Now, I don't know what the rules are for tourney play. I don't know if you're allowed to bring 2 Ancient Salamanders. It seems like a lot to me, but if you're allowed, they do work. So they're putting some shots in on the Rat Ogres. They're also putting some shots in on the Skaven slaves. The breath, the wind blast, the magical fart just knocked out a unit of Skaven slaves over here. So that's basically, Menace has opened up that whole flank. That's going to be really intense over here. Plague Monks getting into it with some red crested skinks. So Plague Monks should win that engagement. Over here we've got Source Warriors up against, I don't know, crap. So they're winning that. But the Dwarfs, who've been held in reserve, are around. They know how to fight. There's also, you know, that Euro Pocket, which could and probably should be fighting right now. So they're a little late to the party. But the Dragonback Slayers are on the case, and they'll get into it. So this is kind of a turning of tides. So this time we're seeing Kostas and Menace play offense, whereas Time Lord and Navarre are trying to play defense. So that's cool. And we've got Marcus Wolfhart, who's firing. Don't forget about him. I don't know what he's shooting at. I'm guessing artillery pieces. Oh no, he's sniping out the Plague Priest. So certainly a good target for Wolfhart. I would think a hard target's a snipe, but it depends if he's exposed like in chaff or not. But if he's able to connect with those shots, that's an excellent target for Wolfhart to be shooting on. Jade Wiz is in reserve here. And we gotta watch these Ancient Salamanders closely, because if they get caught up and killed, then that could be game changing, because that's almost 4K worth of value here. We got Crossfigures going in here against the Dragonback Slayers and more Slayers, so that's pretty intense. The Hell Pit Abomination is holding tough with that Hero Blob. It's gonna be really hard to kill that. I don't know if I'm the Crossfigures, I might want to reconsider and fall back, but there is some poison coming in here. I don't know. I don't know what the poison's shooting at. Maybe the Hell Pit. But the Hell Pit doesn't care. The Ancient Salamanders can also shoot the Hell Pit. That's the thing, because yeah, And Empire Knights getting in here onto the artillery. So now that all the heroes and other things are squared up against the Saurus, that's opened up some opportunities. Kostas getting in a really nice rear charge there. And Menace doing the same. So actually these Iron Breakers are being surrounded. The blasting charges do go off, but I don't know. Cav kind of interrupted that. Not super effective from what I can tell. Skink Priest and the Red Crested Skink are being brave going in here on Felix, but Gotrek's going to respond in turn, and the Skink is going to reconsider and run the hell away. It is pretty fast. That's the advantage. 46 speed on foot. That's about... How fast is Gotrek? Gotrek 32. So cool. Maybe that's a niche pick. You can kite Gotrek. You're a small target. You can be a nuisance. Shots are coming in here again, trying to get the Plague Priest off the field, because if you can limit the Skaven summons, that's pretty big. Over here, the Skaven are trying to dive on, it looks like Marcus Wolfhard. If they can get the Empire leadership off the field, that's certainly a big win. If we look at the artillery situation, it looks like the Hammer of the Witches has come back online, but there's only one cannon left, and Time Lord is sending some Skaven slaves over there to disable them. So they'll be out of action soon. We got the Jade Wizard running for the hills again here. Probably... Ancient Salamander is still shooting. I mean, it does have fire damage. It could be shooting the Hell Pit. At the same time, the Hell Pit is a damaged sponge. So I'm totally on board with the Ancient Salamander shooting the Radovers first, shooting the Doomflayers, getting those off the board. It looks like Marcus Wolfhard was saved by his trusty Spearman and Proxigor bodyguard. So that's good stuff over here. Red Crested Skink Chief, on the other hand, has been tagged, it looks like, by Gotrek and Felix. He's going to escape to the safety of the Source Warriors, and maybe it's the safety of the Jade Wizards, the Jade Wizard, singular, who can heal him up. There's the Jade Wizard over there. I'm sure Menace is asking Kostas for help right now. I know both teams were on Discord, so there was some quick responses to the hot and heavy action. So we've got Sterling's Revenge coming in here and just laying waste to stuff. I don't know what. By the way, they're going to have fire with while moving with the new patch, so that's big. They're going to get way better than they already are. Some skinks over here that could probably be rally, but yeah, it's just the hero pocket again of Gotrek Felix, now supplemented by Hell Pit Abomination, and it'll be up to the Empire to try and kite and shoot that. But they do have the double Ancient Salamanders, and like I said, that's going to be fantastic against the Hell Pit Abomination. Now, I do recall... we also have Razor Hunting Pack, which is AP shooting. I don't know how well they'll do against individual entities. I haven't tested that. Against Gotrek and Felix, I don't know. But they're going to get tied up by some Skaven Slave Spears. Menace is on top of that. He's going to pull away quickly. What does the Skink Priest of Heaven have, by the way? Wind Blast and Comet of Cassandora. So he's got stuff to take off for like high tier infantry, but still not things to deal with individual entities. And I think against Dwarfs, I mean, I'm more and more convinced that you need to have some answers to individual entities. I mean, we saw last game how Gotrek and Felix and the Lord could just kind of carry the fight. But over here we do have a Rune Lord who's isolated from Gotrek and Felix, and Red Crested Skink Chief plus the Mage are going to get in on him, along with Marcus Wolfhard probably in combat. So 3 heroes against 1 hero. Even if you're a tanky, tough hero, that's a bad situation. Plus, he's fully surrounded by spears. Sees morale is dropping. Over here, these guys are going to get over there ASAP. Did I say that was Wolfhard? It's just a warrior priest. My bad. Wolfhard's over here. Down here, we have an Ancient Salamander that is now out of ammo, but we have some shooting from Sterling's Revenge. That is a large target. Don't forget the Rune Lord. So damage over time could add up. Over here, the Hell Pit's holding it down, getting tucked in with some Goblin Riders, and an Ancient Salamander who's firing point blank. Hell Pit's trying to path his way over there, and he does get in a huge hit on the Ancient Salamander, so a bit of a micro mistake there. Ancient Salamander is way faster. There's a lot of troops over here, so he should not have been caught by that Hell Pit. That's a big mistake to make. Partly it could claw me to be blamed for that by cutting off his escape route coming in on the rear, but really nice play to Time Lord there. Just being able to isolate the biggest threat and stick to his guns and really pressure it out. Over here, the Hero Blob's going to come over here and help out. And again, that Ancient Salamander, it's got to run, man. It's got pretty good speed, like, let's see, 75. There's no way it should be caught by a Hell Pit with a speed of 58. We've got Sterling's Revenge still safe in shooting. Marcus Wolfhard still safe in shooting. Looks like they're focused on the Rune Lord. Looks like the armor has dropped. so maybe some opportunities to do some damage. Skink Chief is in tough here though. There's the Hero Blob, a Hell Pit Abomination, Ichid Claw. I mean, you don't want to lose your leadership if you're the Lizardmen, and that's going to be really, really sketchy. Lore of Life Wizard, the Jade Wizard, is still here. He can heal the Skink Chief if necessary, but you might want to keep him on cooldown and just use the rest of your shooting and really focus on making sure those shots connect. If you can get rid of the Hell Pit, then all of a sudden you've got the mass advantage, and you can maybe start trying to get some hits in on Ichid. Red Crested Skink Chief is in tough here. I think he's short on this world, or not long for this world. I don't know what the expression is, but yeah. So that ball is still going strong. Still going strong. I fast forward slightly here. We're gonna watch this go. Cold One Riders are gonna run to the winds. We've got a charge coming in here, another charge coming in here, and that pocket is just gonna basically YOLO charge to whatever they think that they can catch. At the moment, they're just determined to get this leadership off the field, and I cannot blame them. And then once that's done, then they're going to go probably for the next stationary target, which could be Sterling's Revenge, which won't be true once the patch hits, but it's true now, or the Red Crested Skink Chiefs, or maybe even the Croxagores. They're probably fast enough to catch them. Empire Spears won't be able to kite, so yeah, we'll see. All right. Net's coming down here, and we've got Hell Pit Abomination with tons of damage resistance coming in from the Dwarf, just trying to keep it alive, but a lot of shooting coming in too, so decision has to be made here. Do you continue to shoot and use that precious ammo when all of those wards are up? You got 44% damage resistance and 60% armor, or do you try and kite that, wait for the damage resist to drop, and then use your ammunition afterwards? Also, I think it's a tough decision to make, but I think it's probably the way to go. You still have a lot of spears, you still have a lot of croc spores and other things here, so we got another mosh pit, guys, another mosh pit. We'll see if the Emperor's finest can pull up against the Dwarf Death Ball. But because that damage resist got popped early to deal with the shooting, that means that it's not available to deal with this blob, and Dwarf have to make a decision. The Helping Hand, it only casts on one character at a time, so he has to choose. Do I put it on the Rune Lord, or do I put it on Gotrek? Looks like the decision was to put it on the Rune Lord because he was a little bit lower on HP. And Gotrek is just gonna go crazy in here, trying to carve up a lot of stuff. So I do think this is gonna go in favor of the Skaven and Dwarves. It's hard to say, but like in blob fights, if you got a hero pocket, I think you're gonna come out on top. But who knows? Who knows? It all depends on whether or not Felix runs. If you're the Empire, you want to target Felix first because he's the guy who's pumping blows into everyone else. You want to ignore Gotrek as much as possible. And the Rune Lord, he's an okay target, but he's still pretty tanky. I think Felix is your best bet if you can hit him. Felix is getting close to his healing limit here, but you can see the balance bar starting to tilt in favor of that hero pocket, and that's why I say I think you really need to make sure you're using all of that ammunition to full effect when the ward saves are down. There's still a lot of Sterling's Revenge ammo that's not being used here. It looks like the Ancient Salamander got caught up on Gotrek, so that's tough. King Priest of Heaven's damage is not being used here either. I don't think he has anything valuable to this fight, right? He's got Combat of Cassandora, he's got Wind Blast, so you might as well team him up with Marcus Wolfhart and dive them in there. Don't forget, bringing your hero close too also provides the encourage leadership buff. I don't know if he's close enough to be encouraging right now. It doesn't say the range here. I wish it would show me an aura around that, but yeah, the Dwarves have leadership support. The Skink is running away, so there's no encourage effect on any of these Empire State troops. And Empire State troops are not known for being the most courageous people in the world. So just by standing closer with your hero, you can get them fighting longer. But I mean, why fight that if you don't have to? The help is not there. Ichid has speed, 40, and Gotrek has speed, but everything else is very slow. You could probably shoot and get some separation, get some charges in with the Empire Knights. I don't know. Just some ideas. But I'll fast forward here. I think we see what's happening to the Emperor's finest. There could be some charges going in here with the Ancient Salamander while these guys are locked up. I mean, yeah, but it looks like that hero blob is probably going to carry the day again. So now that the chaff is gone, the shooting is opened up. A nice shot into Felix. That is the correct target. And you saw the balance bar change. Comet of Castlendor drop did absolutely nothing. So my advice to Menace would be, like, think about your loadout. You probably want one spell that can deal with, like, infantry or, like, troops, and then you probably want another spell that can deal with individual entities. Because if you bring two spells that kind of do the same role, like Combat of Castlendora plus Wind Blast, then you're cutting yourself short in other areas. So I think whenever you're making selections on your spell kit, think, okay, how am I going to answer to individual entities? Maybe it's harmonic convergence. And then how am I going to answer to like blobs and infantry? I think it's best to have an answer to both of those things. That's why I like Fireball so much, because I think it gives you so much versatility. It is good against blobs, actually, and it is good against individual entities. So you can literally just bring one spell and have an answer to everything. And that's not true of a lot of things. Like Wind Blast is a specialty spell. It's very good against infantry. But like, based on last fight, was your problem the Dwarf infantry or the High Elf infantry? I don't think so. I think your problem was the individual entities. So to play, I don't know what order they played these games in, but to play a second game without an answer to the individual entities, I think is tough. But here we go. Memes are us. I don't know how much longer this is going to last for, but I don't see any way that Empire can get back into this. So they're going to see some, oh my gosh, Ikit just melting those Sterling's Revenge with his flamethrower. Once the Skink Priest dies, I think that's GG. The only reason I'm still here is I just want to get to the end screen, because I know how this is going to end now, but I want to show the kill counts and discuss afterwards. Marcus Wolfart getting in one more shot. I mean, the thing is with Felix and the Rune Lord, though, I mean, if you have shooting, they can just shrug a lot of that damage and heal it up. So it becomes very difficult to deal with unless you have at least one or two strong duelists yourself. Empire captains, I don't think they fall in the strong duelist category. You could go with some Saurus Scarvets. They can work. I mean, if you're expecting a hero blob like this, maybe you bring two Saurus Scarvets with a Revivification Crystal and, I don't know, maybe a Saurus Old Blood. I mean, that could contest it. You got anti-large, the Saurus Old Blood shooting up the Rune Lord. You to put the two Saurus Scarvets on Gotrek and Felix. You heal up your damage. I mean, at least you have an answer, or you can contest it. Maybe you'll still lose it, but you're probably going to kill one or two of those heroes, which means that you can sort of swamp the remaining heroes with whatever troops you have. But when they're all together like that, it's too much. You really do need duelist heroes to contest it. So, yeah, good try to the Empire. They gave the Dwarfs all they could handle, and the Elves and Skaven. I mean, literally, these are some pretty strange dwarves, because they just allied with High Elves, and then they follow that up with an alliance with Skaven. So I don't know if, like, they're dressing up for Halloween and these are not actual real dwarves, but some weird stuff going on there. Likewise, by the way, I just realized we got Lizardmen teamed up with the Huntsmarshall, so definitely not a lore-friendly game, but a fun one nonetheless. Let's talk over kills. What went well, what didn't go well, I don't know. I think the Warp Lightning Cannons were mediocre. I don't know. I don't think they did much. The Hellbait Abomination was a world beater. Picked up tons of chevrons, soaked a ton of damage. I think the Ancient Salamanders might have been able to burst them down with two of them. You'd have to just wait for the ward saves to drop, though, on the Rune Lord, because if you got that damage resistance up, the Hell Pit's just going to heal through whatever damage you're putting on it, and it's not going to be a good use of your ammo. You have to really watch carefully to see when the ward saves are down from the Dwarf, and then when the ward saves are down, that's when you use your ammunition. So you got to be really careful about that. For Navarre, obviously his Hero Ball did amazing. Ironbreakers are always trustworthy to do their thing, and I think the cannons probably won the shootout versus the Hellstorms and other things. Again, if you're going up against Dwarf, leave the Hellstorms at home. It's not gonna work out for you. It just won't. I mean, if you keep it really far back and just shoot their infantry, but if you're in range of their cannons, you're gonna lose it, and it's not gonna be cost effective. I mean, 16 kills on a unit that costs 1,400 gold is not good value. Um, I don't know. Hammer the Witches. I don't know. Maybe it killed the Zap. Probably it was okay. It did have one battery left at the end. 5 Spearmen. Like 5 Chevron Spearmen. It's great if you're confident you're gonna win the defensive side of things. But if you're not confident you're gonna win the shootout, then the Spearmen are gonna be useless. I mean, well, this is 7 Spearmen. Actually, in tournaments, you can only bring 5. So Kostas's build is not legal. You have to have weapon variants. Shield variant doesn't count. Um, Empire Knights did really well. Um, Warrior Priest was in there probably just keeping the Spearmen alive. But yeah, no, I don't know. Like honestly, if you just want to tie up dwarves, regular Spearmen will do that. Against the Skaven, swordsmen are totally fine. I mean, they'll clear all of that. They're not too costly. Um, but yeah, I think mobile duelists were lacking. Something that could deal with these Doom Flayers, something that could deal with Ikit, something that could deal with the Hero Blobs. Over here, Croc scores. I mean, they're great against Dwarf infantry, but it's too much of the same thing. Razordons, Croxagores, they're all gonna target like high tier infantry with heavy armor, but you don't need 4 of them because, well, I don't know. Here's 2 units of Ironbreakers. You got AP from the Cold One Riders. You got AP from the Salamanders. Uh, I don't know. I think it's a lot. You also have Wind Blast, right? So it's like you're too far in on one strategy, which is like a lot of heavy armored dwarf in the end, and like infantry, right? And in the end, they only brought 2 units with heavy armor. So I think Menace, like if you're listening to this, my recommendation would just bring a more balanced kit so that you have an answer to different things. But yeah, it's fun game, super well played, and keep sending in those replays. I love watching and casting them, and especially when we have great players like that, it's a treat to watch. Take care, guys. I might be on later tonight. I got a bit of work to do, but we'll see. Bye.